with him for our second to last offensive line pick. He's been one of the best tackles in the league for a while. And then next we're going to go with Laramie Tunsil. He's really not turned around that Texans offensive line because they're still not that good, but he is a really, really good left tackle. Probably.
I remember him on draft night. Remember with the
ball?
And I watched a documentary about that. Apparently they had like leaked something out about it, like to sink his chances or something. It was a crazy story.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go defense now.
We're just skipping guards and centers.
Let's go guards.
Okay, guards and centers. Joel Bitonio, really good offensive guard for the Browns. Really love him. David DeCastro for the Steelers. Great player. Probably the second best guard in the league behind Quentin Nelson. And then my next pick is going to be Quentin Nelson. Best guard in the league. Completely turned around that Colts O-line. Not much more to be said. Next, we're going to go with Ali Marpet. Great Buccaneers guard. I love Ali. He's been underrated for a while. Next, I'm going to probably go with I'm going to go with Shaq Mason. Great guard for the Patriots. Has been for a while. Great guard.
They've always been able to like really draft well in those key positions. Like Bill Belichick, that is what you can really tell. Like Tom Brady, like he's been relatively the same the years he's been in the Patriots, and the years they did well was when they had the best outside weapons, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Next, I'm gonna go with Trey Turner. No, I'm actually gonna go with Zach Martin. Great. He's been one of the best guards in the league for such a long time. He's been on the Cowboys for his entire career, and he's just been a key piece for that Cowboys offensive line forever.
You know what? Actually, how about we just skip defense entirely, and then maybe we'll go straight for our predictions, and maybe we can do defense next week.
Defense next week? Sounds good to me. Okay.
All right, let's do what.
Wait. Let's do centers first. I don't want to exclude.
All right, can't forget about the centers.
Yeah, can never forget about the centers. I'll do this really quickly. Let's go Rodney Hudson, David Andrews, Ryan Jensen, great, underrated too. Alex Mack, Brandon Lindor. And let's round it off with Corey Linsley.
How more important is the center and the offensive line as opposed to the tackle or is there a big difference between line person? What's the big difference there?
Any knowledgeable football, any football GM or coach will tell you that the two most important positions in football is number one quarterback and number two left tackle. Protecting the blind side. And if you have a lefty QB, it would be right tackle.
Yeah.
But
most of them are. Yeah. So the center isn't too crazy. But
I mean, you need your. Yeah. I mean, I feel like center is definitely more important than they all are important in different aspects. Like guards, guards pull a lot, so you need to be kind of agile and fast as a guard. As a center, you can't miss snaps. You really can't. You need to be able to every single time you need to be able you need to be able to perfectly get the ball into your QB's hands.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that most of them can do all right. But
yeah, I mean, if you watch the Jets games,
yeah, Jets, most of them, 29. All right, let's go through it now. We can get to some predictions here. We have a slightly smaller than normal Sunday, but still a lot of fun games to talk about tomorrow. Let's start with Miami.
Or can we review the games on Thursday real quick?
Oh yes, we can certainly.
Yeah. Let's. You want to do? Did you watch them both?
No.
Okay. So I'll just sort of. I don't know. Well, let's just start.
Should we just do predictions
I'll just quickly go over the Houston Detroit game and the Washington Dallas game. So Deshaun Watson, 318 yards, passing leader. The Texans killed the Lions. Will Fuller, 171 yards.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not
two touchdowns.
I mean, not like the Texans are kind of like headed for great things, but to see kind of like such a mismatch with this kind of a record.
Exactly.
Like, what is the biggest factor for that? Like, have the Texans just been having a tough schedule, or like?
I mean, they were a playoff team last year.
They're perennial wild cards, you know.
Yeah, they went to the divisional round last year after squeaking by the Bills. Like they're a perennial wild card team, and this year they're just. I mean, I think DeAndre Hopkins. Really any different. I don't know. I think next year
they do have weapons. They
do have weapons. They just don't have DeAndre Hopkins, which I think is huge.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's do the Washington football team versus Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, it looked
similar blowout.
It looked close through like the first quarter or so, but I mean, Washington just pulled away. Antonio Gibson had 3 touchdowns.
Fourth quarter was a mismatch completely there.
Yeah. Antonio Gibson, best game of his career so far. 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. Amari Cooper did put in 112 yards, which is a nice little silver medal for the Cowboys. At least Amari Cooper is
good for fantasy players out there.
Yeah, good for you fantasy guys out there. I mean, Zeke did not play well, so maybe not so great for some Zeke owners out there. But he got benched too, so.
On your squad?
No, thankfully he was not on my squad.
Oh, okay.
But on my fantasy squad.
He didn't make it through the whole game.
Yeah, he didn't make it through the whole game.
I see. All right, let's start.
Oh wait, can I just talk about something in the Houston-Detroit game for a
second? Yes, we can rewind on that. Yeah.
It was just a terrible game. There was
just a dredge to watch.
It was I mean, I had fun watching Washington annihilate Dallas, but Houston-Detroit, there was on 2 separate occasions. I think there was 2 straight turnovers like in a row, back to back. Or like
just like an interception
and then a fumble.
That is, yeah.
I think the Lions fumbled 3 times, something like that, in like the second quarter or the first quarter. There was like first and second quarter was just like it didn't even feel like a football game. I mean, I'm sort of used to it because again, I'm a Jets fan, but.
Yeah, that is like it is very unsettling. It definitely doesn't help the league. You got to have some appealing content on Thanksgiving. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's move into the games on Sunday.
All right. Should we do rapid fire here?
Yeah, let's go rapid fire.
All right. We can put on some intense music. All right. Here we go. All right. We're starting with the Chargers and the Bills.
Let's go with Bills. Better all-around team. Better quarterback. I think often the team with the better quarterback wins the game, and I think Josh Allen is better than Justin Herbert.
This should be interesting. Arizona, New England.
New England. DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. I just don't think New England is on that same level as Arizona is, even though it is in New England.
Foxborough, yeah.
Foxborough.
Miami, the Jets.
The Jets can win the game on Miami easily. And I think, just speaking on Miami, I think Miami is a top 7 team. I really am high on Miami. Miami's defense, I think Tua is good. Ryan Fitzpatrick is good. I think they're a really, really underrated, slept-on good team.
All right, Giants, Cincinnati. Tough loss with Burrow recently.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Giants just simply because Burrow.
Very deflating. Tennessee, Indiana. That should be fun.
This is a matchup that is a little bit of foreshadowing. Not foreshadowing, that's not the word I was looking for, but whoever is winning this matchup will probably win the division, I'd say. Tennessee maybe is fighting for that.
If one of them gets in the wild card game, we could see some sort of a playoff action there.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Colts simply just because the Colts are at home. So
all right,
I think they're really close teams. But
Cleveland Browns having a pretty solid year against the tough, struggling Jags.
I think the Browns are really overrated as a team. I don't think they deserve their 7-3 record. They actually have like a minus like 60 or so point, maybe not 60, but 30. It's somewhere around there. They have a negative point differential, which is very rare for a 7-3 team, which is
what's
really
what's behind the deflation or inflation?
They win a lot of close games, and when they lose, they get blown out.
I see. That makes sense.
And probably, I don't know about this for sure, but through their 7 wins, I'd say all of them are worse. Were won within 7 points.
Yeah.
Within a touchdown.
All right.
So I'm going to take Cleveland with that being said, because Jacksonville is just terrible. So.
All right. This one should be kind of tough. Not necessarily great football, but Carolina, Minneapolis.
I am going to take Minnesota. They've been on a hot streak recently. I like Kirk Cousins. I like Thielen. I like their defense.
All right. Raiders, Falcons.
I think the Raiders are a good team this year. I'll take them over the Falcons. I love Derek Carr. I mean, I love Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller. Falcons
I think he's another one of those quarterbacks that just really had one bad break after bad break. Derek Carr.
Yeah.
New Orleans. Let's go. New Orleans taking on Denver.
I love Denver, but without. Wait, is Drew Lock playing?
Is who?
Is Drew Lock playing? I can't recall.
I'm not sure. Jeff Driscoll has coronavirus.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah,
so
that could be a bit of a blow for them.
Yeah, if I can't remember off the top of my head if Drew Lock is playing. I think if he is, the Broncos win, and I think if he isn't, New Orleans wins. I think it would be a bit of an upset, but I think the upset can only happen at home if it's in Denver, which it is, and if Drew Lock is playing.
Okay, yeah. So I think they are waiting results. That's interesting. They're waiting results for coronavirus tests on Drew Lock because they had the thing with Jeff Driscoll.
Okay.
Positive as well. So what is next after the Saints and the Broncos? We are getting now into the 4 or 5 games. We have San Francisco versus the Rams.
I think the Rams are the better team. I think the Rams are at home. I'm going to take the Rams.
All right, KC versus Tampa Bay.
I'm going to take. This is a really tough battle. Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes.
That's going to be a fun quarterback battle.
This is going to be a game that I'm definitely going to watch. It's in Tampa Bay. This is a game that will be very good. I'm going to take Kansas City, but I'm not confident with that pick. It's going to be a close game.
All right, let's go to the 8:20 game, Sunday Night Football. Chicago versus Chicago Bears versus Green Bay Packers.
The Bears have been on a tumble recently. They started out, I think, 5-1. Now they're 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking like a football team recently. I think Green Bay takes this easily.
All right, let's go to Seattle and Philadelphia for Monday night.
A rematch of the rematch of. I think they played in the wild card game last year. In a wild card game last year, I think rematch of one of the wild card rounds last year, maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
Philadelphia is struggling a little bit this year.
Philadelphia is struggling. I think Seattle takes this easily. I think Seattle is a much better football team, even though it's in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz just isn't looking like 2018 MVP Carson Wentz, or almost MVP because he didn't actually win.
And finally, the COVID-ridden Raiders versus the undefeated Steelers.
I don't think this game is going to happen.
Ravens.
I don't think this game is going to happen because of COVID. But if it does, I'm going to take the Steelers just because Lamar Jackson has COVID, and without Lamar, they're not even a team. I think Lamar does just so much for that Ravens. I mean, maybe we'll see RG3 play, which would be cool if he's. I don't even know if he's still backing up Lamar. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. He's still on football. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That just does about do it. Almost perfectly making it to an hour. Damn. So, all right. Bennett, thank you so much for joining us. So glad we're finally able to do this episode of Under Pressure. First ever episode of hopefully many more to come. And we'll see if Pro Bowl, see what Bennett wants on Pro Bowl for the defense next week. And that does it for us today, folks.